A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031 306 4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Hi, I'm Jenny Morris, and you're listening to Radio Al Ansar.
Get ready for Green Thumbs Up, the gardening and natural living show you didn't know you needed. I'm your host and life coach, Rabia Carvalho, and we're talking birds, bees, butterflies, and blooms, growing food in garden rooms, home-based holistic healing, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or nature lover, plant assassin, or permaculture professional, we got you. We got you. Let us bring you the ideas, the facts, support, and inspiration to go green wherever you are. Sundays 9 to 10 a.m. only on Radio Al Ansar.
Look at the sun, look at the sky, look at the bird flying so
90.4 FM, Johannesburg, 105.6 FM.
So bright in the middle of the night. Oh look, there's a shooting star. Do you ever wonder who created this and who created that? What created everything? What about that tree, so beautiful and green? Can you see?
Hey! It's Green Thumbs Up Day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Happy Sunday, happy fun day. Assalamu alaikum to all our dear listeners on FM 90.5 FM. You heard that voice? You heard that voice? That's right. That's our sound engineer, who is also a voice here on Green Thumbs Up all the time, because very, very talented young brother that we have over here. And we must include. I'm Rabia Carvalho, Sibanisum Kizi. We're here for you with Green Thumbs Up. And we're going to get right into it, because I want to ask Brother Sibanisu a question. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. So I want to ask you, what do you feed a 600-pound baboon?
Yeah, 6 pounds.
600-pound baboon. What would you feed him?
Sure.
Any idea?
Not
anything he wants. He's 600 pounds. Anything he wants. Otherwise, you got problems. You got problems.
You're going to have inkinga.
What inkinga is a problem?
Yeah, boy.
Okay, well, we're learning every day. And I've got a second one for your follow-up, all right? So what happens if you cross a parrot with a baboon? If you cross a parrot with a baboon, what do you get? I'm going to tell you, no one actually is sure. But if it opens its mouth, listen, if it opens its mouth to speak, you listen. It doesn't matter what you get. So we're going to talk a little bit about baboons this morning, because something happened in the week with regard to baboons, and we're going to chat about it. I hope you're joining us on 90.6 FM, 90.4 FM, 105.6. Yeah, so this morning, my numbers aren't numbering. My math ain't mathing. I'm nearly
Don't know what I'm here as your co-pilot, man.
There we go.
I have to look after you. We have to look after each other.
Alhamdulillah. That is life. Speaking of looking after each other, I have our tea for the morning.
Oh, wow.
Our tea for the morning, dear listener, this morning we have jasmine, apple slices, and clove. If you're on the socials, there it is.
See
jasmine,
good.
apple slices, and clove. So if you have your glass or your cup, you may partake over here.
I'll quickly run to the kitchen and get my
Fagalo cup.
Yebo, fagalonkomishi.
Fagalonkomishi. So we can puza the tea.
Yeah, we can puza. Puza is to drink.
Yes.
Drink lo tea. In KwaZulu, we're saying the tea is called itiye.
Itiye.
Yeah, that's mean tea.
Haibo.
Yeah.
Itiye.
You see, I'm teaching you.
You see.
Usually, you always teaching me. But today I'm teaching you.
You see, we've got to teach each other. I always believe, Sibunisi, that you can learn something from everyone. There is nobody on this world that you can't learn something from. So you know how to reach us, folks. If you've got any questions, if you've got any comments, we love to hear from you. 0609041056. Let's begin this morning. We've spoken about our tea. We're going to talk about baboons. But before we do that, I want to look at the weather. Because whether you like it or whether you don't, the weather is going to find you. And let's start with Durban. So today we've got a balmy 19 degrees. You'd never know it the way I'm dressed because I'm freaking cold in the morning. So 19 is our maximum with 10 degrees our minimum. And then we find that the temperatures increase until Thursday. Are you seeing a pattern here? Every Sunday when we're doing the weather, we're picking up that there's kind of relatively low temperature on a Sunday. And then it goes higher and higher Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday, it starts to nosedive. And then we start to pick up again. Friday is always a cooler day. So that is your Durban weather. The humidity today is 46%. So for those of you who don't like it too humid, then you're okay. You know, speaking of humidity, some people love the humidity because they're asthmatic. And for some asthmatics, the humidity is just no bueno. So whichever it is, alhamdulillah for the weather. Johannesburg, dear friends, while our weather is 17 degrees centigrade, there's a running joke here because our Joburger friends, oh dear, are sitting at 9 degrees centigrade average today. The lowest is 4 degrees. The highest is 17. So that means if you're in Joburg, please cover your plants because 4 degrees, you're talking about kind of potential snow weather. Snow normally hits between 2 to 10 degrees. Around the 4 mark is like choice on the money weather for snow. Not to say that there is snow, but that's the weather. So in other words, if there is any moisture in the air, if you've watered your plants early, you're going to find that they suffer because it gets cold. 9 degrees is not very warm. And then let's have a look at our weather in Cape Town. Cape Town. Let's see. A little bit better than Joburg. So it looks like it's Joburg down at the bottom. Then it's Cape Town, followed by Joburg. Durban. Let's try that again. 12 degrees in Joburg, in Cape Town, minimum of 10, maximum of 18 degrees. So if you're planning on traveling, well, then just stay warm, folks, stay warm. So this is Green Thumbs Up with that gardening and natural living show that you didn't know you needed. So whether you love gardening or you don't love gardening, there is always something beautiful to learn on this show because we like to keep the learning going. And speaking of that, baboons in Cape Town. So in the last week, there was this whole thing on the news that
I saw that trend.
What did you get from that? Because they were wanting. Essentially, what's happened is the government wants to relocate quite a large percentage of the baboon population in Cape Town. Now, here in Durban, we have the issue with vervet monkeys, right? People have mixed feelings about the monkeys. And I always say, listen, we're in their territories. Play nice. There's no need for pellet guns and hurting these animals and setting dogs on them. And I think in Cape Town, we find the same thing with baboons. What is a baboon in Zulu?
Baboons.
Do you know? If anybody knows, let us know. How do you say baboon in Zulu?
Let us know via our WhatsApp hotline 060-904.
I beat you to it. Imfeme.
Oh, Imfene.
You see, Google is your friend. So Imfene, the baboon. So baboons are quite large primates. And for a lot of people tend to think that baboons are aggressive. It's like here in Durban, people tend to think that, vervet monkeys carry rabies. These are all urban legends because baboons are not aggressive unless they feel threatened.
Yeah.
I mean, if you feel threatened, you're also going to get
human beings. You know?
Yeah, human beings. We're also going to be aggressive if we feel threatened. But baboons, by their nature, are not aggressive animals, right? So the demonstration was a demonstration in Simonstown against the proposed baboon removals. I would have been there. I would have been marching along and saying, leave them baboonsies alonesies. Because here's what it says. The demonstration followed growing public anger over the recent announcement by the Cape Peninsula Baboon Management Joint Task Team, comprising the City of Cape Town, Cape Nature, and Sandparks, confirming that nearly a quarter of the peninsula's managed baboon population could be removed. Now, what does removed mean? Are we going to cull them? Are we going to put them to sleep? Where are we going to put them? And protesters were dressed in black. They carried signs that read, "Stop the killing. Baboon lives matter." And there were chants of "Viva baboons" and "Pansy killing" echoing through the streets. Pansy, pansy, pansy. No killing of baboons. Baboons are important to our ecosystem. We think not, but really they are. And there is a frustration because if you think about it, we humans go into their land and then we complain that there are so many baboons. Like, seriously. So, how do you feel about baboons, folks? Let us know. 060-904-1056. How do you feel about monkeys? Here in Durban, we had a whole show dedicated recently. Well, not too recently. Maybe we should have them on again. To vervet monkeys and what vervet monkeys go through and that they don't carry rabies specifically. It's kind of an urban legend. If a monkey does have rabies, or baboon or a vervet monkey or any other kind of monkey, they tend to move away from the troop. So you're not going to find a troop of monkeys and say, "Oh, stay away from the monkeys. They got rabies." No, they don't got rabies. They don't got rabies. They are just little monkeys up in the tree looking for food. That's what they're looking for. And speaking of trees, did you know there is this thing called tree spotting?
Tree spotting.
Tree spotting. Looking out for trees. Now, the interesting thing about looking out for trees is people don't know that it's a whole hobby, just like bird watching. There's tree spotting. Now, I'm a tree spotter. I'm the kind of person that will run around and take photographs of trees and of, like I found here in Durban, these wild figs growing in these humongous trees. And did you know there are so many beautiful trees to look at? If you look out here in the winter, Joburg, some places in Durban as well, and Cape Town especially, where it gets really, really cold and the trees lose all their leaves. The structural elements of it, whether you like gardening or not, if you take a stop and you just look at the trees, at the artisticness of it, the creativeness of those gnarled branches and the different bark, and some trees are smooth and some trees have like a yellowish bark and some are greener, and then there's moss growing and lichen growing, and some the bark peels off, like at this time of the year, my jabuticaba tree. There's all sorts of little pieces of bark that are kind of coming off of the tree. It just adds to the beauty of the world around us. And yet, so many of us focused on our phones, focused on Netflix, and we don't stop to smell the flowers and look around at the garden. South Africa is home to over 1,700 native tree species, from the towering giants in the Drakensberg to shrubs in the Karoo. And there's an incredible diversity of trees. So it's more than a walk in the park. I mean, what do you think might benefit a human being, Sibonisi, if you're looking at trees and, you know, having a look at the trees and trying to identify them? What might that do for you? Taking your mind off stress. Yeah. Your brain can't do with more than one thing at the same time, as much as we love to multitask and even sit on our phones while we're doing the flicky flicks. If you're connecting with nature when you're outdoors, you're also boosting your knowledge. You're looking at different shapes. You're looking at different colors. You're looking at different textures. You're trying to find out about the world around you. We are a part of the world around us. We are not separate entities outside of nature. We are a part of nature. And it's a lifelong hobby. So let's talk about 3 little trees in particular. There's a message that has come in firstly. I'd like to hear it. Sister Pumzile says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ali. Oh, and I'm afraid of monkeys. Oh dear. Okay. The reason is that when I was 6 years old, I got slapped by a monkey. I'm sorry we're laughing at your trauma. But okay, let's be serious now. I'm really sorry that you got slapped by a monkey, but I just images of a monkey slapping. You know, sometimes children, they kind of get curious and they get really close. And we must remember that animals are wildlife. And so monkeys don't like you to get close to them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll stay away from you if you leave them alone, right? But kids like to tease monkeys as well. And I'm not saying that Ali teased the monkeys, but for some reason, the monkey came along and clapped him. So that is not fun. And I'm sorry about that. But I was terrified. Okay, I've just envisioned the monkey slapping. Oh dear. Have you ever been afraid of an animal growing up?
Mm-mm.
I was afraid of Labradors, Alsatians, not Labradors, Alsatians, the police dogs. I was terrified of them because I got bitten through. I was maybe 7 years old, so not much older than you, dear listener. And I went to a friend's house and we had lunch and I thought I would give my scraps to the dog. But I held a little piece of steak in my hand. And when the dog went for it, I got scared and I pulled my hand away. The dog, however, was not scared. And so he bit me right through from my stomach to my back. He just grabbed me like so. And thankfully, adults intervened. So even our pets, sometimes, you know, we must respect that the way we as humans think and our personal boundaries are not the same as how animals think and their personal boundaries. So quick hello to all our listeners out there on the socials, tapping the lives and sending their questions in. We appreciate all of you here. So 3 iconic trees before we go to the ad break. We've got the baobab, right, in Limpopo, in Mpumalanga, and even here in KwaZulu-Natal, we get the baobab. And it's called the upside-down tree because it has a massive smooth trunk and it looks like its roots are up in the air. And because it's so iconic to South Africa, you even get them in curio stores made out of copper, you know, these little copper wires. But traditionally, the baobab, and the Harry Potter name is Adansonia digitate. The baobab is actually used for malaria, tuberculosis, fever, all sorts of microbial and bacterial infections, diarrhea, anemia, toothache, and especially dysentery. So when you got your gastro dysentery, drinking bad water, that's what they use is baobab. Then you've got your acacias. If you drive in Durban, anywhere in Durban, and I'm thinking in the Glenwood area, driving down Clark Road, you see the beautiful acacia trees, right? The Vachelia or the Senegalia species of acacia trees with these beautiful flowers. What are they? If you don't like gardening, thorn trees. Think thorn trees with feathery looking leaves, right? The flowers are like little yellow puffballs sometimes, and sometimes are they like spiky flowers. They look like tiny little trumpets almost, but spiky flowers. So we have the Vachelia Karoo, the Vachelia tortilis. But guess what? The acacia tree is filled with dietary fiber. So those lovely peel-off skin masks that us ladies love to wear, did you know that you can make those from the acacia tree? The bark, you powder down the bark, you dissolve it, and it is used for making those peel-off skin marks that really revitalize the skin. So they're ingredients in throat and stomach inflammation. The acacia can actually be taken by mouth. It lowers your cholesterol levels. It helps to increase weight loss as well. Message coming in here. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Please help. This is from Sister Shaida. My roses have fine insects like aphids. Don't know what to do. So the best thing for that is a neem oil spray. The recipe for that is 2 tablespoons of neem oil, which you can get at any Gorimas, any of these community markets, right? Even at some of the pharmacies, but then it's going to be very expensive. 2 tablespoons of neem oil. Go with 2 tablespoons of your dishwash liquid, and then go with 2 liters of water. Now, put it into a see-through bottle, 2 and 2, see-through bottle, and shake it. Now watch the water and count to 10. If by the time you count to 10 or 5 or 6, you see oil forming on the top of the water, you need some more dishwash liquid in there. There's not enough soap. So then you add another teaspoon and then another teaspoon. If you count it till 10 and it looks well emulsified, now it's ready. The trick with spraying, whether it's roses, whether it's anything else, is spray regularly. Depending on how big the infestation is, spray regularly. If you've got a lot of those bugs, you need to spray every single day. I think we do need to take our ad break at the moment, so we're going to see you right after this. Don't go away, and we'll keep telling you about another very important tree in KwaZulu-Natal.
Radio Al-Ansar, Durban, South Africa. WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
Come get our butcher's best for less at Checkers Foods Kawi Park. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like bulk lamb bride chops for just $159.99 per kg. Lamb curry pieces just $99.99 per kg. Steakhouse classic ribeye on the bone for just $169.99 per kilo. Tenderized beef steak for just $119.99 per kg. And beef bangers just $89.99 per kilo. Deals valid until Sunday, August 3rd. Only at Checkers Foods Kawi Park. Now certified by the NIHT, the National Independent Halal Trust, across our butchery, bakery and deli.
Get ready to elevate your fitness game at First Fitness in Durban's Berea. With a spacious free weight area, award-winning equipment, and exclusive ladies-only parking and training level, we've got everything you need to crush your goals. Hit the ground running on our outdoor track or unleash your inner warrior in our MMA and boxing dungeon. Plus, enjoy high security and ample parking. And don't forget to refuel at our halal coffee and health restaurant for the best in coffees, smoothies, and healthy eats. Join us today and redefine your fitness journey. First Fitness, dare to be extraordinary.
We are friends, we are sisters, we are mothers, we are warriors in heels. We wipe tears, wear smiles, and still wear the crown. This Women's Day, own your crown with the Al-Ansar Foundation, a celebration of bold hearts and beautiful souls. The 9th of August, 189 West Road. Tickets 250 Rand at the Al-Ansar shop. Own your crown, because queens don't wait. Call Outreach now for more information on 031-208-1601.
The Sunday Lounge. Usama Kaziwa, 10 to 12. Latest machine. Celebrity artist features. Events. News from the machine world. Top 10 countdown. Sunday Lounge. Usama Kaziwa.
Sponsor an orphan, and you'll help support a vulnerable child to have the education they've always dreamed of, so they can build a brighter future. You'll be feeding a hungry stomach and a hungry mind with knowledge that will last them a lifetime. That's the power of an education. Sponsor an orphan now with Islamic Relief.
Radio Al-Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM. Pietermaritzburg 105.6 FM.
Get ready for Green Thumbs Up, the gardening and natural living show you didn't know you needed. I'm your host and life coach, Rabia Carvalho, and we're talking birds, bees, butterflies, and blooms, growing food in garden rooms, home-based holistic healing, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or nature lover, plant assassin, or permaculture professional, we got you. We got you. Let us bring you the ideas, the facts, support, and inspiration to go green wherever you are. Sundays 9 to 10 a.m. only on Radio Al-Ansar.
Outreach, assisting and uplifting.
Welcome back to Green Thumbs Up, Gardening and Natural Living Show. We're going to very, very shortly have somebody on the line with us from Outreach. That is Sister Halima. She is one of our team members. She's going to be telling us a little bit about a very special event that is coming up. In the meantime, I was talking about trees, and I just want to quickly touch on one, and then I've got some questions I want to take as well. There's the indigenous fig. Now, if you've ever driven through Durban and other areas in South Africa, you will have noticed a tree that it looks like it is sending down these long branches, like these pieces of rope that kind of fall off the branch. Guess what? This is actually the indigenous ficus, indigenous fig tree, and it's a common wild fig. It's everywhere, and in actual fact, there are these weeping down trees. But those things that you see growing down are not growing down. They're actually growing up. They're actually aerial roots. How's that? They're actually aerial roots. So the branches themselves are sending these little roots down. So they're up in the air is what I mean. So let's take a couple of messages. Firstly, from one of our brothers here. Salams, wa alaikum salam. How can I propagate Hawaiian impatient? Same as basil. If you buy some basil from the supermarket or some mint and you're wanting to propagate it, you can propagate it by taking a cutting. So you need it's called a softwood cutting. So you take the tip of one of the little branches where it's nice and soft. You count down about 4 little leaves and then snip it below that last leaf. Now remove the first 2 leaves, the next 2 leaves, so that there's only 1 or 2 leaves at the top. And you can either put it into water or you can stick it straight into the ground. You've got to keep it damp. To improve your success rates, you can put some aloe vera gel from a plant, not from a bottle, because that contains preservatives on the bottom, or a little bit of honey is also a great one. A lovely propagation or rooting hormone can be made with flax seeds and linseeds as well. So that's another thing you can do, is make a paste and then leave that paste for a week or so, and now you've got yourself a lovely rooting hormone. Sister Luthia says Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Sister Luthia, how are you? She's from Verulam. She says it's a sunny day with strong winds. And she asks us to please advise her avocado tree is full of flowers every year, but no fruits. That could be one of 2 things. Either your ground does not have enough magnesium, so you need to give it a fruiting fertilizer. Some people think trees don't need fertilizers, but they do if you want them to flower and then produce fruit. Or you may not have enough pollinators, little insects that are coming to pollinate the flowers. And if that's the case, then you can plant something like a perennial basil. We were just talking about basil. You can plant a perennial basil or a tulsi basil, so you can use it in the food, put the flowers in the ice and use it in your drinks, have a beautiful smell in the garden, and it's going to attract bees and wasps to your avocado tree. So predominantly bees. If you're wanting more the wasps, then you can go with something like a pineapple sage, which also makes a beautiful, delicious tea. And pineapple sage you can also plant. It's also going to attract those beneficial insects. Then we've got another message here. Let's see who the listener is. Is there a name? Oh, we don't have. Oh, Brother Bilal. Okay. Brother Bilal says, salams. Listening to Brother Ali's ordeal. Ooh, I experienced similar when young. Living in a small town, no monkeys. He's telling us the story. The neighbor had a monkey in captivity, chained around a pole. Oh, no. The only movement this poor animal had was up and down this pole. Oh, how terrible. He also had a vicious dog. Whilst playing soccer on the road, I was suddenly floored by this monkey as the dog was chasing it. Oh, no. They both went at each other on my chest. Oh, no. So they landed on you together. I was petrified. Scratches and bruises. Nonetheless, the monkey escaped from captivity. Glad to have provided some help with that. Alhamdulillah. Now living in Durban, I see them often, and like trees, a fascinating animal indeed. Arrogant and mischievous. They're rather like cats, aren't they? Cats also don't like to be disturbed. Now we do have, is it Sister Halima on the line or Swaliha? Swaliha is joining us from Outreach, and she's one of our much loved Al Ansar family members. Assalamu alaikum, Swaliha. How are you? Oh, is she there? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Rabia?
Alhamdulillah. How are you, Swaliha, this beautiful Sunday?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Rabia, I just want to say that it is an honor to be on your show.
Oh, it's so lovely to have you.
No, I'm actually so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm saying, oh my God, what? I'm going to be in Rabia's show. And it actually took me a long time to answer the phone, though, but I made it.
You see, you had to put your lipstick on and everything for the phone.
Of course.
Always looking beautiful, mashallah. Sister Swaliha, tell us. You want to tell us about a really nice event that's coming up.
I'm sure everyone is aware of it. It's Own Your Crown on the 9th of August, Women's Day. So, ladies, it's Own Your Crown.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, you bring your crown in and you come.
I think that's a lovely idea. Bring the crown in. What time are we starting?
Okay, we start at 9:30, but I would advise everybody to come in at least at 9 for registration and get a good place. You know, whenever we have our Women's Day event, it gets so full, Rabia, and you know, we don't anticipate so many people that is totally interested in coming, and then all of a sudden they come in the end and they ask for tickets and stuff. So
where can they get tickets, and what can they expect on the day?
Okay, they can purchase the ticket from the Al Ansar shop. Go see Brother Amin or Sister Hajra or Sister Fatima, and they can purchase the ticket from there, or they can contact Outreach and do an EFT into the Outreach account.
Right. And of course, as we know, you know, the funds that are raised at these events go to such important outreach projects. But it's going to be close by here, isn't it?
It's at 189 West Road. And Rabia, I just want to say,
yes,
I want to give this news, right? Mm-hmm. So we have two amazing keynote speakers.
Yes.
I mean, it was difficult to ask them to come in, like try to contact them and stuff like that. Obviously, with one's busy schedule, actually both of them have such busy schedules to get them to agree, and they were so cooperative and said, no, of course we would come, alhamdulillah, for that. So our first keynote speaker is yourself, Rabia Carvalho.
Yay.
Am I saying it right?
Yes, you are. Alhamdulillah.
And Jazakallah once again. You know, Rabia, you spoke for a few minutes on our latest Women's Day, and from then I've had so many phone calls, so many emails that say, please, we want Rabia back. She's so inspirational. She's so, you know, she knows what we go through. It's like, you know, she's actually living our lives, and she gives such good advices and stuff like that. So Jazakallah khair, Jazakallah so much for accepting this invitation.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
And the other one is also one of my most favorites, Appa Zakira and Sarmia.
Yes.
You know, I've been trying to get Appa to come to our Women's Day for the last 3-4 years. Unfortunately, she was always busy on that day. But alhamdulillah, despite her busy schedule for this Women's Day, she actually made a plan to come.
Alhamdulillah.
And, you know, so Jazakallah to both of y'all, and may Allah reward you all for this.
Inshallah. May Allah make the event a success, not just for outreach, but also for every single woman attending. And may they bring their crowns. And I've got a challenge for all the green thumbs up ladies out there. Bring a crown of flowers. I want to see those flowers, those crowns of flowers coming in. Women's crowns are worn in all sorts of ways. Sister Saliha, Jazakallah so much for being on Green Thumbs Up. Always lovely to hear from you. And we will see you then. Once again, folks, it is the 9th of August and you can get your tickets at the Al Ansar bookshops. Jazakallah so much, Saliha. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
There we go. That was Sister Swalia from Outreach. And yes, they did ask me to speak. I do quite a lot of talking. And, my work is not just gardening and natural therapies. This is a hobby. I am, of course, a social worker and have been one for over 30 years. So anyway, I shall be there and look forward to talking to all my green thumbs uppers. And I hope you bring your crowns, not of thorns, leave those at home, the crowns of flowers. Brother M.H. Osman is asking, is it a woman's only event? 9 August? Yes, it is, brother. It is. You may wear your crown, O king, but in your home. Here we shall have the ladies and only the ladies. Yes. So that we do have some other messages, but we will have to deal with those offline. Okay. So in terms of the trees, we just want to touch on the trees as a closing note, because I've got some beautiful hacks for you for gardening and natural living. So if you're going to be a tree detective, what do you need? First of all, if you want to look up trees, you're going to get yourself either an app on the phone. There's so many different apps to help you identify trees, or a little book with a pencil, so you can draw things in and write names and dates and stuff, and do this whole little hobby thing. So keep it in the car with you. When you go out, put it in your handbag if you're a lady, or back pocket if you're a gent, and you can go out, and when you see an interesting tree, take the leaf. Look at the shape of the leaf, the color of the leaf. So is it long and thin? Is it oval? Is it heart-shaped, which is cordate is the official word, cordate? Or is it lobed like an oak tree leaf? And do the leaves grow together like in clumps? Or do they sit opposite one another on the stem? And then are the edges of the leaves smooth? Is it serrated like a serrated knife? Or like a bread knife? Is it wavy? And is the leaf glossy? Is it hairy? Is it leathery? These are all important things to identify your tree. And you're also going to do this when you're identifying plants. Okay. Look at the bark. The bark can vary tremendously. Even on the same tree, it can change depending on the season. Like now in the winter, some of the barks are peeling off of the trees. If you're driving down and you're looking and you can say, oh goodness, that tree looks like it's, shaving itself. Yes, it is. It's getting rid of old bark, growing new bark. And then is it smooth? Is the tree, the bark, is it smooth? Is it rough? Right? What is the color? Is it gray, brown, reddish, mottled? Are there fissures, cuts and scales or patterns on the bark? These are interesting things. We've got to step outside of this mentality that we seem to have nowadays, that unless it's digital or unless it's money related, it's not important. Because I tell you this, dear listener, when all of the bees are gone, we will wonder, what are we going to eat? When all of the trees are gone, we will wonder, what are we going to eat? When all of the animals are gone, it'll be because there are no bees and because there are no plants. And that means there will be no medicine. It means there will be no food. It means there will be no shelter. So those people who say they don't like gardening, I say, fine, don't grow anything. But for heaven's sakes, open up your minds, dear listener. I challenge you, open up your minds. Go out there. If you're enjoying a day at the beach, don't forget to look at what's growing on that pavement. Because I have this beautiful way of looking at things and thinking, wait a minute, that is actually this herb, that herb. You will find, it's this beautiful thought, not a way, it's a beautiful thought that plants kind of grow where they are needed by the population in that area, and we don't even know it. And it's actually being proven by science now. This was just a little theory that I had in my brain, and it's actually being proven. So you'll find where there's a lot of fighting in a city, right? Take the beaches just near inner city. There's fighting that goes on there. There's stabbings that goes on there. It's not a very crime-free area at all. And then what do you have growing there? Shepherd's purse, which does what? Clots blood. So it's interesting for me that kind of a thing. And I get very excited about this. You know, it's winter time and then there's colds and flus, but all of these things are coming out of the ground that'll help us. And plants are going from bearing fruit to giving us seeds. And in the seeds are the remedies for the coughs and the colds and the flus, like, for instance, the cloves that we are drinking now. And I want to talk very quickly about one tree, which is the dragon's blood tree. If you love perfumes, and it's one of my favorite hobbies. Do you like perfumes? You do. What is your favorite?
I forgot the name, but yeah.
Oh, do you know, my absolute favorite at the moment is I'm a Latafa lady. I love all the Latafas fragrances. But Khamra, for me, the OG Khamra, not the Khamra Qawal, whatever that comes after that. I like the original Khamra. And of course, for the men, the Tom Ford fragrances are beautiful. Things like Black Orchid and Oud Wood. And then the Arabic fragrances like Amber Sultan or the traditional Yves Saint Laurent's Opium. Did you know that all of these perfumes have something in common? And that is the resin from the tree called dragon's blood.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes. And this tree is a beautiful tree. It grows in very few places around the world, but one of those places is, guess where? Right here, KwaZulu-Natal. And it looks like a mushroom because it's kind of flat at the bottom of the canopy and domed over at the top. Like if you were to cut an egg in half, that's the top of the tree. And then the trunk is quite a sturdy, strong trunk. But when you cut that tree, or you scrape that tree, or you make an incision in the tree, it bleeds a crimson red sap. Think about that. It is not from science fiction. It is real, and we don't even know it.
Is it possible to bring maybe one of?
Well,
and try and
this dragon's tree is huge. It's absolutely huge, right? It's a very slow grower, so it grows maybe like a half a centimeter to a centimeter every 2 years. It grows very, very slowly. So it's a very rare tree. But in KwaZulu-Natal, it's there. And if you go out to the botanical gardens, you will see it as well. So I would love to have brought a big dragon's blood tree in, but it wouldn't fit in the studio. There are other plants that don't have a green sap. They bleed red, right?
Yeah. I came across.
Did you?
Yeah.
There's a weed, actually. It's called bloodwort. It also is called bloodwort because when you cut it, it bleeds red.
Actually, there was a movie. I forgot what the title of the movie, but there was that kind of a tree on it. You know, it was doing like some magic stuff.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Probably talking about the Avatar series. They were on another planet. And it's interesting that we see something like the movie Avatar. We think, wow, here is this tree. I mean, the main mother tree was fashioned after the weeping willow. That's all it is. But then they had trees with those domes in Star Wars. They had trees with those domes in Avatar as well. And it's the dragon's blood tree. You get incenses. If you find some incenses called dragon's blood, it's not because it's being esoteric. It's because it may contain the fragrance, whether real or synthetic, of the dragon's blood tree. It's a very deep, rich kind of, if you were to take cinnamon and cloves and allspice together with oud, that is the smell of dragon's blood. It's it weathers away. The tree is beautiful, and the blood, the dragon's blood, comes from the tree. Now, you will find mostly this tree occurs in Yemen and Socotra. But guess what? It's right here in KwaZulu-Natal. So if you go to the botanical gardens, they do have a couple there as well. We've got a little morning meme from Sister Fatima Effendi. She says, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Let's read this. It's beautiful. Yes, it's beautiful. Beautiful is the heart that understands someone else's pain. Beautiful is the hand that holds someone else's during difficult times. Beautiful is the thought that thinks and wants good for others Beautiful is the person whom Allah Ta'ala has blessed with these beautiful characteristics. We are continually tested, either through blessings to see how thankful we are, or hardship to see how patient we are. Absolutely true. What am I going to do with all these gardening hacks that we didn't get a chance to cover today? Sponiso. Next week, eh? Inshallah, I mean, because they really are lovely gardening hacks. But there we go. I wanted to also, just quickly another message here. Salams, wa alaikum salam. Hope you're well, Sister Rabia. All trees and plant lovers need to go on excursion with you. Inshallah. I'd love that. I would absolutely love that. I've done that before with my little gardening group, a little WhatsApp group that I have. And we went off to Kranskloof. And just went to look at the trees and look at the flowers and look at the branches and look at the mushrooms that grow in circles sometimes after the rain. They actually grow like a little ring. And there's all these stories that come up about mushrooms that grow. People say it's a fairy ring. That fairies have made mushrooms grow in a ring. So there's some beautiful things. Inshallah, we must definitely arrange something like that, a little excursion, perhaps even to the botanical gardens. There's so much to see, and it's right here, the botanical gardens. So just to touch on that dragon's blood tree, did you know that not only does it smell glorious and is it so unique and exquisite, but it has very, very potent healing powers, and it's been used to treat wounds and digestive issues, skin problems.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a rejuvenator. We're all looking to stay young and stay beautiful, and guess what? It's in the trees, it's in the plants, all around us. If it says antioxidant, you must know it's going to keep you young. It is the top of the hour, and it is time for the news. So from me to all of you listeners, please remember today is a beautiful day to be happy. We will see you next week. From myself, the team, and Brother Sibuni Somkize, sound engineer and trusty sidekick here on Green Thumbs Up. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bum, bum, bum.